Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Guys, I'm getting into my Week 4 NFL Power Rankings. Sort of hard to believe that here we are, a quarter of the way through the NFL season. Let's get right to it here. Starting at number 32, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 0-4. Pretty self-explanatory. Definitely the worst team in the league. I don't think there's a question about it. At number 31, I have the Buccaneers with all the stuff going on around that team right now and the fact that they've been in some games, been competitive, but haven't won yet. They sit at 0-4. They come in at number 31. 30 and 29 belong to the Giants and the Steelers, respectively. And I think when you look at the fact that these two teams have a lot of similarities, storied franchises, poor offensive line play, and two quarterbacks that are two-time Super Bowl champions. So definitely surprised to see them without a win so far on the season. At number 28, I have the Raiders. Look, I want to see Terrell Pryor get back in the lineup because I didn't like what I saw from Matt Flynn. We'll see where the Raiders go from here. At number 27, I have the Jets. Yes, I know they have 2 wins. They're behind a lot of teams that only have 1 win on this list. But look, the Jets, until they develop some consistency on offense and some playmakers around Geno Smith, I just don't think they're that great of a team. They're totally one-sided with that pretty good defense that they have. Number 26, I have the Cardinals. Again, a 2-win team. Again, 2 wins that have been very unimpressive. Oh, actually, 1 win, I take that back. 1 win against the Lions at home was pretty impressive. But the rest of the 3 games they've played, they haven't really played well at all. So they come in at number 26. At number 25, I have the Rams. Again, the Rams beat the Cardinals, have had 3 pretty disappointing losses. They have played a pretty tough schedule as of now. So that's the only reason why I put them a notch ahead of some of these other teams I just mentioned. At number 24, I have the Panthers. Look, the Panthers lost 2 very close games and blew out the Giants. So they had a bye last week. We'll see where they go from here, but I think 24 is a nice spot for them. 23, 22, and 21 all belong to NFC teams who had playoff aspirations coming into the season that are 1-3. And that's the Vikings, the Redskins, and the Eagles, respectively. I like what I saw from the Vikings with Matt Castle at quarterback. We'll see if they can build on that. The Redskins coming off a win last week. Let's see if they can build on that. And, of course, the Eagles, who have looked dreadful since week 1 when they beat the Redskins. And they're at the Giants this weekend. And, look, the winner of that game actually gets back into the NFC East picture here, which just talks about how awful that division has been this year. Number 20 and 19, I have the 2 teams that are playing on Thursday Night Football this week, the Bills and the Browns. The Bills, I want to see them do it on the road before I get too excited about them. The Browns, look, they're developing some consistency under the radar here on defense and offense. Definitely something worth watching. At number 18, I have the Titans. Yes, the Titans are 3-1. They're pretty low for a 3-1 team. They've played competitive in all their games. I'm worried about the Locker injury, and I think without Locker, that bumps them down here to number 18. Number 17, I have the Falcons. Yes, they only have 1 win, but I look at the talent on that team. I look at the fact they have played a pretty tough schedule here out of the gate, and I look for them to rebound here in the coming weeks, starting on Monday Night Football at home against the New York Jets. And they're battling a lot of injuries, too. I think they'll be fine once they get some of these guys back. At 16 through 12, I have all 2-2 teams. Number 16, I have the Cowboys. Look, top dog right now in the NFC East, but they need to, again, prove it on the road, and they have a tough test this week with Denver coming in. At number 15, I have the Chargers. They've been one of the more consistent offensive teams in the league thus far. And if you look, they're probably 3-4 plays away from being 4-0. I love their career rebirth that Phillip Rivers is having, and we'll see if they can get it done this week at Oakland. Now we have at number 14 the Texans and 13 the Ravens. 2 AFC teams sitting at 500 that have been very inconsistent. Matt Schaub and Joe Flacco in particular have been very inconsistent. We'll see if their offense can get up to speed. I like both of these teams' defenses to really be in the thick of the wild card race and the divisional races in both those divisions as we come down the stretch here. Number 12, I have the Bengals. Look, I put the Bengals a tick ahead of the Texans and the Ravens because I think the Bengals have played an absolutely brutal schedule here early on. And their first 5 games have been brutal, and it culminates with their 5th game being at home against New England. So it doesn't get any easier for the Bengals. At 11 and 10, I have 2 NFC North teams. Maybe not the 2 you think. I have the Bears at number 11 and the Lions at number 10. The Lions beat the Bears this week, so I put them a notch ahead. But certainly, the Bears with a big game against New Orleans this week, and the Lions with a big game against the Packers. Okay, the Packers are number 9 on my list here. The Packers at 1-2. I know, why are they at number 9? Again, they've played a pretty tough schedule. They've lost at San Francisco and at Cincinnati, 2 teams in my mind that are playoff teams. So, I'm not surprised they lost those 2 games. I look for that offense to kick it into high gear here after the bye, starting this week with a home game against the Lions, who haven't won there in about 20 years. Then at number 8, I have the Dolphins. Look, I'm not taking too many points off the Dolphins because they lost the game against the Saints. I thought the Dolphins played pretty well in that game, actually, but such a small margin for error playing against a team like the Saints at home. But I have the Dolphins at number 8. At number 7, I have the 49ers. 2-2 looked very good to me in the game against St. Louis. Yes, I know St. Louis isn't the best, but I like the 49ers to get back to their roots, to get some guys back healthy, and to really take off here the last 12 games of the season. At number 6, I have the Indianapolis Colts. Look, the Colts had an impressive win against San Francisco at San Francisco, took care of business last week against Jacksonville. So they actually moved up a little bit on the list this week to number 6. And the last 5 teams are the 5 undefeated teams. Number 5, I have the Chiefs. Why are they the lowest ranked undefeated team? They haven't really beat any playoff caliber team yet, and that's why I have them number 5. The Patriots at number 4. Again, their only good win in my mind was at Atlanta, but I think that win at Atlanta is better than any win that the Chiefs had. That's why they come in at number 4. And then, look, the Saints at number 3. Drew Brees has been great. They're a juggernaut at home, and I look for them to really have the same kind of team they had in 2009. Prolific offense, opportunistic defense. Looks like the remedy there in New Orleans. My 2 and 1 are unchanged since I've been doing these rankings, guys. At number 2, I have the Seahawks. They figured out a way to win on the road in Houston. Good teams figure out ways to win close games, guys, and the Seahawks did that. I look for Russell Wilson to get a little bit more consistent. I think for him to do that, that offensive line has to play better. It's the only question mark with them right now as they get guys back healthy. At number 1, I have the Broncos. I don't see how you could have any other team at number 1 besides the Broncos right now. They haven't really been tested yet. They've been prolific on offense, and they've been much better on defense and special teams than we thought coming into the season. I think that's the biggest difference in this team as we head into Week 5. Guys, those are my power rankings here for after the first quarter of the season. Let me know what you think. You like where your team's ranked? Where would you rank some of these teams? Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I preview every game every week. I recap every game every week. I do the weekly power rankings, and I'm always talking the news of the day in the NFL. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.